Hello and welcome to Gamers Live. Today I've got the Steelseries MERC Stealth Gaming Keyboard. This is the big brother to the Steelseries MERC keyboard, which is in essence a keyboard with a dedicated gaming bit on the side, which is really cool. There aren't a lot of keyboards out here. There's a few others with a dedicated keyboard bit, but this has a good keyboard bit on the side. Let's crack on into the features. Let's start on the exciting bit that you all want to see, the gaming pad on the right. So excluding normal keyboard, this has 34 dedicated buttons to do everything you need to in game. It's got reload, crouch, jump, shift, movement keys. We've got 10 number buttons. It's got the lot. So basically what these are is they're all duplicates of keyboard keys that are already found on your keyboard. So for example, we've got the R key, which we would use for reload, which is right there. Or we've got an F key, which we'd use for, I don't know, an action, getting into a car, a G key for grenade. So we've got just the clones of the commonly used buttons you would use in sort of first-person shooter games. That's where this keyboard's angled towards, those sort of games, but obviously it's going to be great in any games you need to move around in, so any keys that use the WASD movement, really good for that. So we've got there, you've also got the weapon keys at the top, so you've got the 1 to 10 keys, or 1 to 11, so the 11 counts as 0. So you've got those at the top, which are useful for changing weapons. Just above the gaming area, we've got some nicely positioned media keys. We've got skip, fast forward and rewind, stop, play, pause, whatever. Which are really handy to have on a keyboard. I always like to see these on a keyboard because they're so useful in game. If you want to listen to music and pause it or change track, they're so useful for that. And just to the right of these, we've also got 3 keys here. These are really useful. These are quick launch keys or hotkeys. And basically, in the driver control panel, you can assign these keys to 3 different programs. So you could have 1 starts up Call of Duty, as I would advise. 2 is the internet, and 3 is music player, for example. And you can map these out to any executable file, so any file you need launching. 3 buttons there for that. Nice. Finally, you've got these 2 buttons as well. Now, these 2 buttons are to do with a very cool feature of the keyboard, which is that it is illuminated. Let's have a look at it. So basically, we've got 3 different colours. We've got blue, we've got red, and we've got purple. And basically, you can choose between these 3 colours. As you can see here, it looks really nice. You get a nice glow from it. It's pretty bright as well. Adjust the brightness of each colour into 4 different levels by hitting this button here, and this will control whether they're off, they're dim, they're normal, or they're bright. Okay, so you've got 4 levels of that, and you can just turn the illumination off if you want to keep it on overnight or something like that. That's a cool feature there, very cool. Makes it look really nice on the desk. Got the normal keyboard layout here. We've got a US keyboard layout. What have we got? Yes, normal keyboard. All the keys are illuminated, may I add. Every single one of them is illuminated, looks nice. We've got the F keys, as you'd expect. And over on the very right-hand side, we've got the combined numpad and function keys. So what they've done here is to save space, because you've got the extra keyboard bit on the right, instead of having the arrow keys and then you've got the function keys, they've combined it in one. So if you turn numlock on, you've got the numpad. If you turn numlock off, you've got the arrow keys, you've got end, home, insert, page up, page down, those keys. So that's where they are. So it's kind of a space-saving design. It's really cool because for me, I keep the numpad off and just use the numbers on the top of the keyboard, and then you've still got access to the keys there, so it works really nicely. Let's have a look at the top panel here. I'm going to pick it up and show you. This is a feature that we saw last in the Logitech G110 keyboard, which is pretty similar. But we've got 2 USB ports, which is really nice to see. So you can use, these are gold-plated USB ports, so they're USB 2, so you can plug memory sticks, iPods, phones, whatever you need, and mouse keyboards as well, or mice into it. Really nice feature there, 2 of those. And you've also got your headphone and microphone jacks in there. Now I will add, just quickly, on the microphone and headphone jack, one thing you need to consider is that if we look at the end of this, if we look at the end of the cable, we've got a gold-plated USB port, which is really nice. That's USB 2. But we've also got the headphone and microphone jacks there. So basically what this means is that, like other keyboards, you need to have these plugged in all the time in order to use these ports, so you couldn't plug in speakers at the same time. So it's a bit of a disadvantage to use. Like, I have speakers in. If I wanted to plug in my headset, I would need to unplug my speakers from my computer, plug this in, and then plug into the keyboard. So it's not really a great feature. Ideally, I prefer it to the audio to come through the USB, like the Logitech one does. It's still cool to have if you have, say, 2 sound cards, which some do if you're using a sound card on your motherboard and an external sound card or a second sound card. But, I mean, the option is there if you want to use headphones and microphone always plugged into your keyboard, so the option's there for you. Now, the gaming pad, as I said, is tilted at an 11-degree angle. So if you can look, it's slightly pointing off to the side, the rest of the keyboard. And this is really nice, actually. It gives a really nice natural feel because your wrist isn't always straight. You go slightly to the side, so that just gives that extra bit of comfort, really, to your game. And talking comfort, we've also got two-way extenders. So you see, you pop it up, there's a little bit, and I can also pop it up again to give it some more height. So you can choose between either having them off or medium high height. So it gives another level of how you want to set it up, so depending on what you feel like. So yeah, you recommend this keyboard for first-person shooter players mainly, because it is suited to, you've got the crouch control, you've got reload, you've got the movement key, so that's what it's aiming towards. Typing-wise, it's okay. It's alright, it's not the most comfortable keyboard to type on, but obviously they have focus on the gaming pad here, so it's good. You can get something called Steelseries Fang, I believe it is, which is just the gamepad. Here's a picture of it, about here. So that's kind of what it looks like, and that's just the gamepad of it. So it's quite, if you want to get rid of the keyboard bit and just have the gamepad, that's quite a cool device. I want to get my hands on one, give me one. But yeah, it's a good keyboard to go at. It's a good gaming keyboard. I'm not going to take anything away from it because it is really good. It deserves credit, even though it's old, it does deserve credit because it was one of the first to add on this gaming bit to the side. And obviously a lot of you may remember the original Z boards where you could have the flat plate and you add over a custom preset depending on the games. I personally really don't like this because they're crap to type on, you need a separate one for each game. This one does all the games in one and you can always type on it, so much better. Steelseries MERC Stealth keyboard, available from Steelseries. I forgot the drivers. Comes with Z engine. Z engine is a very powerful process. About to wrap it up then. You get the Z engine, which is a program specifically designed for this keyboard and the MERC keyboard. And basically it's a powerful program that does macros, and you can assign the 3 quick launch hotkey buttons as well. Basically, out of the box, this program comes with about 150 games that are pre-assigned, so you can, when you launch the game, it enables that profile, and it's got all the keys mapped out to how you like them in game, so it's actually really cool. You don't need to remap any of the keys, it's ready in the profile, which is quite useful. And of course, you could do macros, so you could hit a key, program it to I am a noob, you just type the noob, I am a noob. Well, I don't know why the I would anyway, I said that last time. You are a noob, you would put it in game, obviously, because I'm not a noob, you're a noob. So, that is cool. Z engine, very nice. It comes in a CD, you get it with it. Yeah, so in the box, you get the keyboard, you get the CD, and that's it. No accessories, really. You don't really need any accessories. So, anything more to say? What have I missed? Nothing. Thank you, Henry. Alright, so Steelseries MERC Stealth keyboard. Should we give it a 10 out of 10 rating? What's your vote out of 10? Henry uses one as well. Henry uses the MERC, just a normal MERC, so it's pretty similar. What do you think? 9? Pretty keen. I'm gonna give it a 7.5. So 9 and 7.5. Pretty high scores though. Good keyboard. Steelseries MERC Stealth. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.